Well, g'day everyone. Welcome to Authentic AFL Podcast, Episode 3. This is a heated one, I'm going to say. I'm going to be honest with you, it is very, very heated right now. I'm frustrated. The AFL Awards were last night, and I couldn't be more disappointed in the AFL. And the All-Australian selectors, the NAB Rising Star selectors, oh man, it's frustrating. Let's start with the Rising Star first, though. Start with the Rising Star. So, number one, I think Sam De Koning should have won the Rising Star. He is the youngest fullback in the league, kept just about every star forward to their lowest score of the year, and dominated in a Geelong team that is now the minor premiers, playing in finals, and is touted as the already grand finalists that are 100% pretty much guaranteed, 98% guaranteed to play in the grand final. And for him to come second against Nick Daicos, who plays one of the easiest roles in our league as a half-back flanker that does U-turns around players, that just does handball receives, and his metres gained for the year was shocking, is beyond me. The fact that you have Cameron Ling voting on this, and he goes Nick Daicos, Sam De Koning, Jack Ginnivan, John Newcombe, Nick Martin. Are you kidding me? John Newcombe, I'll give you some stats right now. Of Rising Star nominees, Newcombe is first for inside 50s at 90, first for goal assists at 16, first for tackles 101, first for contested possessions 201, first for centre clearances 33, first for clearances 85, first for average metres gained, 435. First for score involvements, 119. But second in disposals, and the only one above him is Nick Daicos. I don't know how he comes third in a Rising Star year when he's first for everything he's supposed to be good at. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I am a Hawks supporter, yes, but stats do not lie. Nick Daicos, yes, he's a good player, but he's not that good. He's not that good. He grew up as a midfielder, but he's been playing half-back flank. The other easiest role is a forward flank. I'm gobsmacked. But moving on from that, the All-Australian team was announced. Now, I am reasonably happy with most of it. There are two players that I think deserved the position were James Sicily and either Josh Daicos and Sam Walsh on the wing. Once again, we have midfielders. Do you know Touk Miller is probably going to finish top 2 in the Brownlow, and he's playing as a wingman. Callum Mills played 20% of game time this year on the wing. I can accept that one because he's a very good player. He moves quite well. Touk Miller is, I'd say, the best midfielder in this team, apart from Andrew Brayshaw, who was starting on the bench. Like, it's beyond me that we don't have a defender on the bench, number one. Number two, that midfielders are at half forward. Christian Petrarca hasn't kicked more goals than Isaac Heaney this year, and Isaac Heaney's starting on the bench. So that's just one simple change that you can make. Isaac Heaney for Christian Petrarca. I don't mind Petrarca being in the team. He's had a very good season, but it just shows that the selectors are looking at the top 8 and going, who are the best three midfielders in the comp? Oh, actually, who's the best three combo? Max Gawn, Clayton Oliver, Christian Petrarca. Oh, Petrarca's not as good as Cripps or Lachie Neale or Touk Miller. Let's chuck him on the half-forward flank. Charlie Cameron doesn't even get a look in when he's one of the best small forwards in the comp this year. I love that Tyson Stengel got his shot. Bolton, absolutely deserved. Blitzarves, absolutely deserved. Braden Maynard, absolutely deserved. Sinclair, yes. Sam Taylor, yes. Lachie Neale, yes. Touk Miller, in the wrong position, but yes. The forward line is pretty much the exact same as what we did. I'll release that along with this video on Instagram, but it's frustrating when James Sicily, I'll read this to you. James Sicily, in key defender ranks, number 1 in player ratings, number 1 disposals, number 1 on uncontested possessions, number 1 meters gained, number 1 marks, number 2 intercept possessions, 7th most intercept possessions in a home and away season ever, and he doesn't make the All-Australian fullback. Stephen May misses 4 or 5 games due to a suspension and an injury. I don't get how you can miss 5 games. Tom Stewart, yes, a very good player. Stephen May, yes, a very good player. But they both missed a good chunk of games where they weren't in the team. Tom Stewart hit someone illegally off the ball, is what the tribunal deemed it as, and missed 5 weeks. Stephen May punched his own teammate, missed weeks. I just don't get how, number one, we're rewarding players. It's like in the 22 under 22. I have a real ick for the AFL saying we want to change the game, we want to look better from the outside, but they're rewarding players for doing wrong things. Bailey Smith got found out for taking drugs last year, but that was this year, and he makes the 22 under 22. And I hate that we're rewarding players for... Firstly, he missed a lot of game time this year as well. But it's rewarding players for doing the wrong thing and giving them accolades and putting them in the public eye and saying, oh, they're incredible, but actually their personality needs to be better and their actions off-field need to be better. That's not saying to young people, oh, like, it's frustrating. It's my own opinion, and a lot of people will disagree with me, but yeah. I'll tell you what I'm happy with. I like Connor Rozee. He's had a very good season, and he will win Port Adelaide's best and fairest. I just think there's players better than him that could have been chosen. I'm really happy with the forward line, Hawkins, Cameron, and Curnow. I do like this year, and when Franklin was announced as captain, that Hawkins was announced as well, having that kind of legacy honour and really adding to their journey. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. I just don't think it should happen every single year, especially when you've got players like Gawn, Miller, Cripps, and Brayshaw in there that... even Lachie Neale that could get the captaincy as well. And Gawn, Cripps, Miller already captains as well. So I think the captaincy could have gone to someone else, but I like that Hawkins gets it after being an All-Australian for so many years now, and also doing 3 of those, or 4 of those, I think, something like that, when he's 30 plus. So I think that's a huge, huge honour, and I like that. A lot of people say that Charlie Curnow should have been full forward. In one way, I agree with that, in the way of he was the leading goal kicker, so he should be full forward. But at the same time, you're playing this team on field tomorrow against another team. You're not going to have Tom Hawkins sitting in the forward pocket. you're going to have him sitting at full forward. And Curnow is the perfect spot in forward pocket, and I love that they put him there. Jeremy Cameron absolutely deserved that centre-half forward role. He's averaging goals. He's had a lot of games where he's had 20-plus disposals and moving up the field as well and letting Tom Hawkins have that kind of reign down forward. So it's all in all, like, you look at it and you're like, it's a good team. It is a very good team. A lot of players deserved it. I think Cripps, him and Neil are the interesting ones. Brayshaw's had a better season than both of them, and should be in that midfield straight away. I'd put Cripps on the bench just because of his middle part of the season and even a little bit of the back half of the season. He just hasn't been as dominant. Before the bye, he was incredible, but I think I was talking to my brother-in-law last night, and we were like, they should do... He suggested that they should do voting of the All-Australian before the bye and after the bye. Well, sorry, at the bye and then at the end of the season. So then you can actually look at how the player evolved, what they did differently, if they've dropped off, who picked up again, and then you can compare it and then add in players that have actually played a full season. Like Sicily played all 23 rounds. Stewart, May, even Sard missed a lot. Sard not as much as May and Stewart, but missed games. So it's just kind of gobsmacking that he doesn't get picked. That's the only thing I have for this team. Like, Toukmiller's a great runner. He's just not a winger. He played, I think, 2% of game time this year on the wing. So he's a bona fide midfielder. So I think it's just the All-Australian selectors again going for midfielders, and this league being a midfielders award, and rather than getting players in their positions. Because if this team was playing tomorrow, I can tell you right now that Toukmiller wouldn't be playing on the wing. Rosie would probably go to the wing. Blitzarves would probably go to the wing. And Touk could be moved into the middle. Mills would stay on the wing. I agree with that in different ways because he's a great player, but yeah. It's just a lot of frustrations with it. I loved that Newcombe got rewarded last night. As a Hawks supporter, I'm a huge fan of that. To be honest, I would rather my players vote for me and my coaches vote for me in those types of awards. So players voted for Nick Dacos and the coaches voted for John Newcombe as the best first year player. And I would absolutely take that over a Rising Star nomination and being named Rising Star by ex-players, ex-coaches, ex-football people. I'd rather all the coaches vote for you because that's awesome. It's really, really cool. Because they're pulling apart every game, they're watching every single minute of every game, and they're pulling apart absolutely everything. So for Newcombe last night to get that Coaches Association award is massive. And then obviously the players voting for Nick Dacos. I'd love to see the votes and what they compare at. But yeah, all in all, I'm happy with best captain, Scott Pendlebury, absolutely taken the Pies from bottom of the ladder last year to top 4. I love that. Most courageous, Baker, absolutely usually walks off with blood on his head. It's good. It's really, really awesome. And I love that they're rewarding these types of players. Like, Pendlebury is one of the game greats. He will be a Hall of Famer one day. I'd love to see a statue of him because he is someone who's just changed the game and been absolutely incredible. But yeah, last night was frustrating because you look at numbers, you look at everything, you look at the year that Sicily has had and he's missed out. Even Jack Scrimshaw was like, Sicily play golf? Or he's pretty good at golf, actually, Sicily. So, yeah, Brayshaw to be named AFLPA MVP. It's not the last award he's getting this year. And he is very, very humble. Looks like a really, really genuine person. And love that for him. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I'm very, very surprised. Very surprised. So that is episode 3. Guys, like and subscribe. I just wanted to make episode 3 because I was frustrated and just needed to get some frustration out of my system. But we'll see you in episode 4. We'll be doing a couple before the finals start. Our tips, who we think win and why, all that type of stuff. So stay tuned for that one. But other than that, guys, we will see you in episode 4. Peace.